the lump, because it is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's pushing on my incision, everything else. He said that I've got to go to the hospital. Good morning. God, these chewing gums are really hard. We are on our way to the doctor.
Were you talking to me?
No, I'm trying to talk to the vlog, but you're so noisy.
Yeah.
We are on our way to the doctors to get this lump checked out. And when I got on the phone this morning, I said to Soph that I'm actually getting really pissed off of it, because it took me 35 times to get through. And when you get through now to our doctors, they turn around and say that because of staff sickness, they're only taking emergency appointments. And then there's another like automated message now. There's 2 now, and another one turned around and saying that non-clinical staff will be asking what the issue is before they give out appointments, because there's not enough doctors for our town. And I said to Soph this morning that it's really bad, because the doctors are struggling. We got 1 doctor's surgery for the whole of our town, and we've only got, I think it's about 9 doctors in there. It's just not like manageable. And yet, like,
I just interject.
yeah,
You see that sign that's ahead on the lamp?
yeah,
The numbers going downwards? You can read them.
I can read the H.
Yeah, that's about all I can read from here. But if I put my glasses on, I can read the numbers.
Oh.
That's the sign I was mean. Oh yeah.
But yeah, they're continuing to build brand new houses, literally just over like the main road, and yet they're not building or expanding, employing medical people to cover this vast amount of people that are moving into our town. But not just that, but with the doctor saying that it's only like emergency appointments only, it's scary, because so many people will probably die because they will think, oh well, I suppose it's not that bad of emergency. I could wait a couple more days and see if there's like more appointments and things like that. When actually, people shouldn't be made to feel like this. If they feel that they need to see a GP, they should be allowed to go. And if not, instead of making the decision like for us to see whether it's a really pretty plant, see whether we think we need an appointment, they should like do a triage sort of situation like they do in hospital. You ring up, get to speak to a nurse straight away, and they can tell you whether they like who will be best to be seen, or whether they can wait, or something like that, so that everybody gets an equal chance of being at least assessed to see if they can be helped, and not just left to think you're not poorly enough to see a doctor. And I just think it's wrong. I don't understand how they can get away with making people feel they're not worthy enough to be seen by a doctor. But anyway, we are on the way to said doctors. We're going to go park outside the hospital because it's just easier. Then I'll run round the side and Soph will play with the girls with the frisbee on the green, just in case there's a slight chance that they send us to the hospital. At least then the girls would have had... I've got something irritating me. At least then the girls would have had a chance to have a good run around. So, that is our day so far. We was also talking about Mr. Blobby earlier, because I was looking for a Barney picture for our icon for yesterday's vlog. And I was just like, oh, journey looks so scary. It's just awful. And then Sophie was just like, oh my god, my dad had that car. I got a picture of me sat in the boot.
I didn't say that.
She didn't say that, but geez, that is retro. It's like one of the really old Rovers. But Sophie was just like, do you remember Mr. Blobby? And I was like, yeah, I went to Blobbyland. So said that she went to some blobby thing somewhere down here, yeah, in Dobbles. And I was just like, I can't remember where we went to go to Blobbyland. And I can remember pictures of being there. I can't remember being there, but I can remember the pictures that have been taken. And I'm stood outside like the blobby house thing, and it's just horrific how scary Mr. Blobby is. And then we watched a YouTube video about how, I think like the one up north, Blobbyland, like after like 3 months after it got built, the council said it wasn't something or other and they shut it down. And then not long later, the one down in Somerset got shut, and it's got left derelict for like 15 years, and it was just like as it was left. But now suddenly people have just like shut it and demolished it and completely ruined everything. So yeah, that's been our day so far. Fun. Huh? We have an issue with our garden. If I remember when we get home, I'll show you. But I thought I'd see, I thought I saw the postman coming around, so I went down while Sophie was getting the girls in the car, and some little shit has lifted up one of the front slabs and shoved like our slate down there, and now it's literally like floating in the air at one end like 3 inches, and it is a death trap if someone's not looking. So now we're gonna have to contact like the housing association and try and get them fixed. But we're just getting so pissed off that people just keep damaging our garden. Like, if it's not destroying it like I've just said, they're stealing the stuff that we're putting there, and it's just not on. So it's been all go at the moment. Such fun. And now we're having a fight with cars, so it's clearly reversing, and people pull out. Yay.
Well, I let her go out first. Not doing that.
Why?
She ran that way in the road, she ran after you.
Oh, bless.
Here.
Oh.
She didn't know where to go. It wasn't until Pickle was out and Pickle ran over there that she was like, oh, I'm supposed to go over here now.
Oh, she probably followed my scent that time like Dixie did.
She actually went in the hospital.
She did, and found me.
Yeah.
One time I was in minor injuries. Soph was like at the green, and the next thing I know, Dixie's come into the hospital and searched around until she found me. It was so funny.
To be fair, that was just after she'd gotten back from being away from us for months.
Yeah, when she was in foster.
It was just after you came home from being away for months. So
Yes.
it was a long time that she didn't really see you much.
No.
I'm not losing you again, no man.
On the doctor's news, he is such a lovely doctor.
Is it the really quiet one?
Dr. Amit,
It's quiet, isn't it?
the Indian one, I think he's Indian.
There's a couple of Indian ones. Indian and Pakistani, so.
I only know of him, but he is quiet, and he's so smiley, and he's so polite, and he's just a lovely doctor. He got all excited because I could tip my chair back because he doesn't have a bed in his room. No. Back to hospital. Basically, the lump, because it is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's pushing on my incision, everything else. He said that I've got to go to the hospital, so I've got to go back to the surgical team. So we're going to go home and gather our stuff, and then go drop the girls off at her Soph's parents if they're in and okay with it,
If they're not in, Mum will just say, we've got keys.
leave them. And then it's going to be a waiting game at the hospital. The doctor said because it is so large and because they've cut so much away, there's just such huge empty dead space that fluid is just collecting. And he said because it is so large, there is a high chance that I might need to go back to theatre. They might choose not to because it's not an emergency, and they might just put a local in and cut me there and drain it, or just put in a big needle. They could just do it that way. It depends how bad and serious they think it is. I'm going to push to see if Dr. Matt can see us again, because he done my surgery last time. He knew exactly what went on. He knows me, and I think that would just be the best sort of plan. So, what a nightmare. Evening, guys. Well, guess what? I'm in hospital. Obviously we updated you earlier that the GP was sending me in. I managed to get seen by the doctor who did my surgery, and he's recommended what he wants to be done, which was like bloods, and he wants me to have an urgent CT. Problem is, even though it's urgent, we can't guarantee what time the CT will be. So I've got to stay the night. They've given me a really nice open bed. I'm in the same bay that I was in last time, apparently. Everybody recognises me. When the doctor came in, he smiled and waved, and I was just like, oh good lord, it's not good. But yeah, literally about half an hour ago I said to Sophie she needs to go home because she's gone back to her parents. And she's still got to drive and she's knackered. So I said that I'll be alright now, it's just the main bit's over with. So yeah, now it's just a waiting game. I could have the CT scan any time overnight, and then they're going to figure out things from there. There's a chance that because of the type of mesh they put in to fix things, that it could cause an infection. Or it could just be a seroma, which is a ton of fluid build-up in the dead space. But the CT will tell us, and then literally it will just depend on what they see on the CT scan, depends on where we go from here, whether I need surgery again or not. So I'm in hospital for the night. This time I've got my Dixie and Elba pillows, so I've got them with me, but I've got a whacking headache now. I'm just sitting watching YouTube videos at the moment, so fingers crossed we get some answers ready for sorting out my tummy and finally getting it fixed. But sorry it's not been much of a vlog today. Hopefully we can give you a bit more of an answer tomorrow, but for now I'm going to keep watching YouTube videos until I fall asleep, which I'm sure is not going to be long. Wait till here for Sophie to be home. And yeah, that's kind of been it. Just a waiting game. We've been sat here now, I think it's about 4.5 hours, so it was quite quick. Yeah, I'm here. Not what I wanted, but it's better to get it sorted now than like an infection develop into sepsis, which I've had far too many times. They also want to make sure that it's not re-herniated. But yeah, CT scan's going to tell all that, and we'll just keep you updated tomorrow. So thanks for coming on our day with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.